be regulated by the competent authorities within the state, right?
Exactly.
It could be DIFC, it could be ADGM or any other, maybe central bank or anything, right?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of companies in DIFC, for example. Let's take an example. Let's step back and take an example of DIFC, maybe category 3C, 3B licenses, right? So those licenses which are providing fund management services, right? Whether those funds are registered within the UAE, within DIFC, or maybe like any other jurisdiction, or outside the UAE.
No, they're talking about the so the sentence. Let me read it for
Sure.
you. Funds management services that are subject to the regulatory oversight of the competent authority in the state.
That's correct. That means
In the state.
in the state, correct?
Yes.
That means, for example, any license registered in DIFC under category 3C, for example, let's take an
Yes.
example, right? Handling the fund, any fund which is registered, right? Of course, it comes under the competent authority, of course, maybe within the UAE or outside the UAE. So that actually also qualifies as a qualifying activity.
Exactly.
Correct?
That
That
will be.
means any services or money or income they will receive after rendering this service of fund management, that might be the qualifying income.
Exactly.
Right. Perfect. And the same actually applies on the wealth and investment management
Exactly.
services.
It's the
Correct? It's the same
it's the
thing
same
almost.
thing.
Okay. Wonderful.
So where they use the word state, it means UAE because
Okay.
this is specific.
Now I can see another one, which is again a very big pool, which covers a lot of companies right here,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Which is headquarter services to
Services
related
to
parties.
related parties.
Let's just like you explain a bit more in detail. What is headquarter?
So this is a very broader term, by the way. It's not something. So headquarter services. How I can explain you? I think you're better in this
Okay,
one.
okay. Headquarter services, for example, headquarter services. This term was first, like kind of introduced through the ESR thing. It is one of the ESR activity as well.
Yes,
If you are a
exactly.
headquarter business, right? So you have to report under the ESR.
Under the ESR.
Now, what is headquarter? Headquarter business, whether you maintain adequate substance or not, even both cases, right? So what happens is that if you are maintaining or you are managing a lot of activities centered in UAE, and you are managing all of the group activities or related parties activities within the UAE or outside the UAE, then you become a headquarter, by the way. Whether you are a subsidiary even, in that case.
Yes.
Even if it is a subsidiary.
But the controlling-
the
you
controlling,
control
exactly.
from
You're
here.
controlling the whole group. Maybe within the UAE or outside the
Outside
UAE,
the UAE.
you become a headquarter business,
Headquarter.
right? So I can see here is that headquarter businesses or services
This is very interesting thing. The headquarter services to the related parties. So
to
they
the related
include
parties, exactly. So
that
they
as
have
well.
actually given the exception to that, right?
Yes. So this
Well,
is
it's a big pool, right, again.
Actually, big pool.
Yeah. And I can see another one, trading and
trading and
financing
financial.
services to related parties. Now, but this actually limit it to the related parties, not
Yes.
the third party.
No.
Not the third party, right?
Yeah.
If you are a headquarter
if
services,
it is about the third party, it means
why
you are
there is an
opening
exception?
the door.
Exactly.
Like
Now there is another exception. If we go back and I remember in the decree law, there was like a specific area where when a company actually provides services to multiple companies, right, and they actually manage their stuff on their behalf, right, they are not headquarter business.
they are not.
Headquarter business is only related to related party.
Exactly.
You have one company sitting here in UAE in qualifying free zone, right? And that company providing services, maybe they are just handling the distribution part. They might be like giving the consulting services. They might be actually arranging all the meetings, stuff, and all that kind of stuff, and then becomes a headquarter, right? They can be the qualifying, performing a qualifying activity,
yes.
correct? Now, the another one is treasury and financing services to related parties.
Exactly.
Oh, it's another big area, but again, it is also
All
related to
related party.
related parties, right?
That's it.
So what is treasury and financing services? So for example, a company residing in qualifying free zone, and they are actually providing loans. They are providing support services, funding services to their related parties. They might be arranging third parties investment. They might be arranging third party loans. Any other stuff which is related to trading and financing. But if that is only related to
a
related
related
parties,
party,
then of course
then
it
it will
becomes
be.
a qualifying income.
Yes.
Qualifying activity.
activity.
Right. Now I can see there are few others.
Yeah.
If you can just quickly go
So
through. I
the-
don't know
the-
if
the-
we have time today
the
or not.
other thing
Maybe-
that-
do we have time? Wonderful. We
So,
still
so,
have 5 minutes.
So, so let's do it quickly. So, holding of shares and other security.
Okay.
If you're holding shares and other securities,
That means the holding companies, right? There are a lot of people actually maintaining holding company structures here within the
Exactly.
UAE. For example, offshore companies, right? I'm not tapping that, like a big area. I'm just saying the holding company structure exists in different free zones
Exactly.
where those companies actually exist to maintain shares of different subsidiaries and their
So-
so for example, if you go back to DSO, for example, they have a commercial activity which is called investment in commercial enterprises and management.
and management, yeah.
Same goes with the DFC, DMCC, and all other free zones, right? So if the company actually exists to hold the shares and securities, that means that can be the qualifying activity.
Yes.
Qualifying free zone
Qualifying,
activity.
perfect. So, logistic services, ownership of management of operations of ships. This is one of the big activity.
Let's go
So-
back.
so-
Logistics. Again, it's a big part, right?
Logistics
I think
is
what
a
we
big
can
thing.
actually do is maybe in next session we will start from here. We'll pick up things
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the right from this
Exactly.
like area where we are going to leave
Yes.
here today.
So there are 2-3 left. Let's
Yeah, let's quickly wrap it up, yeah.
So financing and leasing of aircraft, including engines and rotable components, any activity that are ancillary to these activities.
Any other activity, that's again big area, right? So they have
Because-
actually said that any activities that are ancillary.
Yeah.
When I use when you use the word ancillary is a very broad term, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. So, for example, if you're running a shipping company, you need a maintenance unit. You're not only running the shipping company, you need a maintenance unit, right?
Yes.
You need a lot of other activities to actually run your operations. So those ancillary services also become a part, right?
So actually
or
the-
maybe no, I need to just explain this. Sorry, because I took it on the wrong side. It has to be properly explained. Now, what are the actual ancillary? You might be alongside. You're running a shipping company. You're not only running your own ships, right? You might be giving services of maintenance because you have
Yeah.
a maintenance crew,
Exactly.
and you are actually maintaining your own ships, and alongside you are actually providing the services to other shipping companies as well. That you are kind of maintaining their actually ships as well. Now that means running ships is your main business activity,
Exactly.
but maintaining ships in somehow a small minor portion of revenue also comes out of that.
Yes.
And that also ancillary service,
Ancillary
right?
services.
So those ancillary services or ancillary income becomes the qualifying activity if that is related to any other qualifying activity which we have explained before.
So, in a nutshell, this concept of qualifying activity and excluding activities, that will be more appropriate if we look together.
Correct.
So, next session we'll do that.
Absolutely.
We'll look together these activities that we'll understand better.
Let's wrap it up for today.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Umar. I think you have done a very excellent job in maintaining going through all these pages and like even explaining a lot of stuff to me. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Let's try to keep this spirit up and let's sort of prepare for the next session.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.